This single AI update from Microsoft could quietly create a new wave of millionaires, wipe out entire categories of office jobs, and decide which AI companies dominate the next decade of work. And the wild part is, most people at your company have no idea it just happened. Microsoft has basically flipped a switch that turns boring old Office into an army of autonomous AI coworkers that never sleep, never forget, and plug straight into the tools you already use. Let me break it all down for you right now. My name is Kashi, you're watching SKM AI Expert, and today we're unpacking the biggest artificial intelligence story of March 9th, 2026. If you care about AI tools, AI investing, your career, or how to make money with AI instead of being replaced by it, this one matters. So what actually happened? On March 9th, Microsoft announced a major upgrade to its AI strategy on two fronts. First, a new feature called Copilot Cowork. Second, a new enterprise bundle called Microsoft 365 E7, also branded as the Frontier Suite. Let's start with Copilot Cowork. Until now, most people thought of Microsoft Copilot as a smart assistant sitting inside apps like Word, Excel, Outlook, and Teams. You type a prompt, it writes an email, summarizes a document, or builds a quick slide deck. Nice, but still just a chatbot. Copilot Cowork is different. Microsoft is positioning it as an autonomous digital coworker that can actually take on multi-step workflows across your Microsoft 365 environment. Think less, ask a bot a question, and more, hand a junior analyst a project and come back later to see the results. It can create applications, build and clean complex spreadsheets, organize large datasets, and coordinate tasks across documents, emails, and collaboration spaces. In other words, it's moving from answering questions to executing work. Here's the twist that has the AI world buzzing. To power Copilot Cowork, Microsoft is not just using OpenAI models anymore. They're bringing Anthropic's Claude models directly into the Microsoft 365 stack. That means, inside the same Copilot experience, enterprises will be able to lean on multiple frontier models at once, including Claude and next-generation OpenAI models behind the scenes. For you, the user, it still looks like one assistant. But under the hood, it's more like a team of specialist AIs coordinating to get your job done. At the same time, Microsoft introduced Microsoft 365 E7, the new Frontier Suite for enterprises. Think of E7 as the all-in bundle for the AI-operated workplace. It combines the existing E5 suite, Microsoft 365 Copilot, the Entra Security Suite, and a new product called Agent 365. Agent 365 is designed to let companies build, deploy, and manage fleets of AI agents that can take on business processes in a governed, auditable way. The pricing is aggressive and very intentional. Agent 365 is set to be available for around $15 per user per month, while Microsoft 365 E7 is priced at roughly $99 per user per month when it becomes generally available on May 1st. For large enterprises with thousands or tens of thousands of seats, that is a massive new AI line item. But it also signals something bigger. Microsoft wants to be the default operating system not just for documents and email, but for AI automation itself. So that's the news in plain English. Copilot Cowork turns Copilot into a do-the-work-for-me agent across Microsoft apps. E7 and Agent 365 turn that capability into a structured, billable, and governable platform for enterprises. Now let's talk about why this actually matters, beyond the headlines. To understand this, you need to get one concept crystal clear. We're moving from chatbots to agents. A chatbot is reactive. You ask something, it responds. An AI agent is proactive. You define a goal, it decides which tools to use, which files to open, who to notify, and which steps to run to get you there. In a way, Copilot used to be like having an extremely smart intern who writes fast, but waits for you to tell them every single step. Copilot Cowork is closer to a project manager who understands the tools, knows where the files are, and can run an entire mini project end-to-end while you focus on decisions. From a technical standpoint, Microsoft is quietly acknowledging something huge. No single model will be best at everything. By integrating Anthropic's Claude alongside OpenAI models inside Copilot, they're pivoting to a multi-model strategy. That means they can route different tasks to different engines. One model might be better at reasoning over complex documents. Another might be better at coding. Another at handling long context or more careful, safer responses in sensitive industries. For enterprises, this solves a real problem. Executives want the best performance, but they don't want to be locked into one AI vendor for the next 10 years. If you build your entire AI business on top of just ChatGPT-style models from one company, you're taking on massive concentration risk. Microsoft is basically saying, we'll manage that complexity for you. You interact with Copilot, we'll pick which AI brain runs behind the scenes. There's also a trust story here. Companies are nervous about running autonomous AI in the heart of their business. We're talking about tools that can see sensitive emails, financial models, source code, legal contracts, everything. Microsoft knows that if they want enterprises to embrace AI automation at scale, they have to make governance, security, and compliance feel first class, not bolted on. That's why you're seeing this launch tied together with things like the security dashboard for AI and the whole intelligence plus trust branding. It's not just about making Copilot smarter. It's about giving CISOs, compliance teams, and boards a way to see what these agents are doing, what data they can touch, and where the risks are. Now zoom out for a second. Why are investors paying so much attention to this move? Because this is not just a feature release, it is a land grab. If Copilot Cowork becomes the default AI coworker for millions of knowledge workers, Microsoft doesn't just sell more Office licenses. They become the platform through which most enterprise AI automation flows. That potentially sidelines a whole wave of smaller SaaS tools that were trying to be the AI layer on top of email, documents, and collaboration. Think about all the startups building meeting summarizers, email drafting tools, spreadsheet copilots, and workflow engines. If Copilot Cowork can do 80% of what they do inside the tools companies already pay for, with built-in security and compliance, the question becomes brutal. Why buy yet another app? At the same time, there is a second, quieter story. This is also Microsoft hedging its relationship with OpenAI. A lot of Microsoft's cloud growth has been tied to OpenAI usage. That's fantastic when things are going well, but no serious trillion-dollar company wants its future completely tied to a single partner. Bringing Anthropic's Claude into Copilot is a signal. Microsoft wants to stay at the center of the AI universe even if the model landscape becomes more fragmented, competitive, or political. Now let's talk money. What does this mean for AI stocks, for AI investing, and for you if you're trying to build an AI business or side hustle? First, Microsoft just strengthened its position as one of the most important AI stocks on the planet. Not because of flashy demos, but because this ties AI revenue directly to core productivity software. If you're an enterprise paying $99 per user per month for E7 instead of a lower tier plan, that is a huge bump in average revenue per user. Multiply that by 10,000 employees, and you're talking about millions in additional recurring revenue per customer per year. Second, Anthropic quietly becomes a much more important player in the enterprise AI game. Being baked into Copilot Cowork means Claude models will be used by customers who may never sign a direct deal with Anthropic. They'll just see Copilot works better now. But behind the scenes, usage of Claude increases, and so does its strategic value. Third, some traditional software categories are now more exposed. If AI agents inside Microsoft 365 can create project plans, assign tasks, and track progress automatically, what happens to basic project management tools that live outside that ecosystem? If Copilot can generate dashboards and reports directly from your raw business data, Xuan. What happens to lightweight analytics tools that used to be your only option? Xuan. This doesn't kill them overnight, but it raises the bar for what they have to offer. Xuan. For everyday people, the opportunity is not to compete with Copilot Cowork. Xuan. The opportunity is to build on top of it. Xuan. If you're thinking about how to make money with AI, this is a big clue. Xuan. Most companies are not going to have the in-house expertise to design smart workflows. Xuan. Connect these agents to the right data, set up access controls, and train employees to actually use them well. Xuan. That means there is a new category of work emerging. Xuan. Call it AI workflow architect, AI automation consultant, or agent orchestrator. Xuan. Your job is not to build the models of Xuan. Your job is to understand the business and then configure the AI tools to save time, reduce errors, and increase revenue. Xuan. Imagine you're a solo consultant who knows Microsoft 365, basic machine learning concepts, and prompt engineering. Xuan. You come into a mid-sized law firm, a real estate brokerage, or a healthcare clinic. Xuan. You map their processes, you plug Copilot Cowork and Agent 365 into the right place, and you charge a mix of setup fees and ongoing retainers. Xuan. That is an AI side hustle that can absolutely turn into a six-figure business if you get good at it. Xuan. Of course, not everything is upside. We have to talk about jobs. Xuan. Large studies from groups like Goldman Sachs and the World Economic Forum have already warned that generative AI and AI automation could impact the equivalent of hundreds of millions of jobs worldwide over the next decade, especially in office and administrative roles. Xuan. Agent-style tools like Copilot Cowork accelerate that reality. Xuan. If your day-to-day work is mostly creating PowerPoints from existing reports, cleaning spreadsheets, drafting standard emails, and updating status reports, you are exactly in the blast radius of this kind of automation. Xuan. Companies are not going to fire everyone overnight. Xuan. But they will absolutely ask, if one person plus Copilot co-work can do the output of 3 people, why are we still hiring 3? Xuan. At the same time, new jobs are being created. Xuan. Roles like AI product owner, AI governance lead, prompt engineer, and AI integration specialist barely existed a few years ago. Now they're some of the fastest growing categories in tech, consulting, and even traditional industries. Xuan. The key shift is this. Xuan. You want to move from competing with AI to collaborating with it. Xuan. Now I'm genuinely curious, Xuan. Do you see Microsoft's move here as a good thing for workers and businesses, or a dangerous step toward too much automation? Xuan. Drop your take in the comments, because I actually read them and they help me understand what you want covered next. Xuan. And if you're getting value from this breakdown, you know what to do. That subscribe button is right there, and it really does help this channel keep bringing you these deep dive AI updates for free. Xuan. Let's get concrete now. How could this show up in your life in the next 12 to 18 months? Xuan. Now let's take healthcare as a concrete example. A clinic running Microsoft 365 E7 could use Copilot Cowork to assemble patient summaries before each appointment. Xuan. The agent could pull recent lab results, highlight medication changes, and flag potential risks, so clinicians spend more time with patients and less time in the electronic health record. Xuan. In education, imagine a community college where faculty share course materials in SharePoint and Teams. Xuan. An AI agent could generate personalized study guides for each student based on their performance, questions, and attendance. Xuan. You don't replace teachers. You give them a tireless assistant that helps every student stay on track. Xuan. For small businesses, say an e-commerce brand on Shopify that also uses Microsoft 365. Xuan. Agents could watch incoming orders and support emails, generate responses, update inventory spreadsheets, escalate refunds that look suspicious, and send weekly performance summaries to the owner without anyone touching a keyboard. Xuan. That's AI automation doing real boring valuable work. Xuan. This is the future of AI that isn't just about flashy ChatGPT style demos. It's about invisible agents embedded into the tools we already live in, quietly compounding productivity. Xuan. So where does this go next? Let me give you 3 predictions, and then I'll tell you what I think you should do right now to stay ahead. Xuan. First, within the next 6 months, every serious enterprise software vendor is going to push their own AI coworker story. Xuan. Salesforce, Google, ServiceNow, maybe even some of the big vertical players in finance and healthcare. You'll see a flood of agent branding, but not all of it will be truly autonomous. The ones that win will be the ones that sit closest to where work actually happens and have deep access to real business data. Xuan. Second, within about a year, we're going to see a new layer of AI native consulting businesses that specialize in one ecosystem. Xuan. You'll have Microsoft Copilot agencies, the same way we had Facebook ads agencies or Shopify agencies. Their pitch will be simple. We come into your company, we design and implement AI workflows using the best AI tools you already pay for, and we tie our fees directly to the time and money we save you. Xuan. Third, over the next 5 years, the idea of using AI will feel as normal as using email today. Xuan. The real divide won't be between people who use AI and people who don't. It will be between people who know how to direct AI agents toward valuable outcomes and people who are just passengers, hoping their job description happens to survive the transition. Xuan. So what should you do right now to stay ahead? Step 1. Get hands-on with these tools. Xuan. If your company has Microsoft Copilot, volunteer to be in the pilot group. If they don't, start with whatever you have access to, whether that's ChatGPT, Claude, or other generative AI tools, and practice turning your everyday tasks into structured prompts and workflows. Xuan. Step 2. Learn the language of business value. Xuan. If you want to make money with AI as a founder, investor, or employee, you need to be able to say, this automation saves this many hours, reduces these errors, and increases revenue or reduces risk by this much. Xuan. Companies will not pay for AI because it's cool. They will pay for AI that clearly improves the bottom line. Xuan. Step 3. Pick a lane. Become the AI person for a specific domain. Xuan. That might be sales operations, marketing analytics, legal workflows, healthcare documentation, or education. Xuan. The best AI side hustle and career opportunities are going to go to people who combine deep domain knowledge with fluency in AI automation. That's how you move from being replaceable to being the one driving the transformation. Xuan. The bottom line is this, Xuan. Microsoft is not just adding another button to Office. It is turning Microsoft 365 into an AI-operated platform for work, powered by a mix of frontier models like Claude and the same family of models behind ChatGPT or SUES. If you ignore this, you'll be stuck reacting to changes your company makes without you. SUES. If you lean into it, you can position yourself on the right side of the future of AI, AI jobs, and AI business. SUES. If you want to stay ahead of this wave, keep your eye on the companies that control distribution, not just the companies that build the models. SUES. And if you want someone to walk you through these shifts in plain English, hit subscribe to SKM AI Expert, because this is exactly the kind of tech news and AI update I'm going to keep breaking down for you. SUES. I'm Kashi, and I'll see you in the next one. SUES.